Hello everyone and welcome to this Buttonizer review video. Today I'm going to be telling you everything you're going to need to know about Buttonizer, and as always, if you do have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. I'll also be leaving a discount link in the description of this video so that you can always get your money's worth for Buttonizer. So what is Buttonizer? Well, Buttonizer is a website that allows you to create smart floating content on your website in order to therefore boost engagement, clicks, conversions, and everything of the sort. So we have a very simple user interface, and it's actually really easy to use, and that's one thing that I will very quickly say is very good about this website. So as you can see, you're able to test the Buttonizer on different websites. Now for this, I've put google.com. Unfortunately, because of me, I'm using a VPN, it has come up with this page. This is something that you might be familiar with if you've ever used Google, but we'll use this as a sort of representation. So it will show you what the website in the background will look like. For example, Google is going to be looking like this, for me at least. And then it will show you what your actual buttons on the website look like. So for example, I've gone ahead and put a WhatsApp button. Now when you create a new group or create a new button, you can pick between these three features. You can either pick one button, a chat, contact, or iframe widget, or multiple buttons, and it's completely up to you. For this, I'm going to put multiple buttons, and here you can pick templates or start from scratch. But for the sake of this, I'm going to be going with a template. So we're going to do this one, a load of social media pages, and we can import this anywhere we want on our website. As you can see, all these different types of social media. Now, when we actually select this, it will then bring up all the general button actions for each of these. So each of these have their own individual link, sort of thing that you can go to. So Twitter, share on Twitter. You can do share on Twitter. You can also do any of these other ones, but obviously you'd want it to represent the actual logo that you've got. So we'll leave that with share on Twitter. And then you can obviously customize your message and share your page on and stuff like that. So you obviously have to link it with your Twitter account, but you're able to then customize the message that would be sent to your Twitter and stuff like that, so on and so forth. You can also do the same thing with WhatsApp, online, email, Pinterest, Facebook, and LinkedIn. But these are sort of many of the smaller things that you can do, and you can do a plethora of things. All you need to do is go back to the home button that I just pressed, hit create new group, hit any one that you want, and you're able to immediately add any format and any type of buttons that you want. So for example, this one here looks a little bit different. This would open a section where you're able to open menu, show backdrop, close, everything like that. But we're going to get on to moving on how to actually program one of the buttons that you've created. So for example, on the WhatsApp one, we can select an agent that we want. So a WhatsApp user or contact or agent, you're able to put their phone number, a subheading, and a pre-filled message, and then an image if you wanted to, and you're able to then save the widget setting. Now, each one or each site, each social media page, each action will all have a very different general tab. They'll all have the same parameters that you fill in, but the parameters will be different in relation to the site, as I said, that you're using. So for example, if we went on to something like email, obviously this would look slightly different, where you can share via an email. But then if we go ahead and add a new group of a singular button, here are the amazing plethora of things that you're able to add. So you're able to add your location on Google Maps. You're able to share that. You're able to go through all of these click to chat buttons on all of these different networking pages. And you're also able to open, obviously, website URLs. You're able to call people using a phone number. You're able to open a messenger chat, all these different things that you're able to do. So if we open SMS, a very simple one, you would then fill in your phone number and add a pre-filled message. But something that we can very easily do is open a website URL. So we'll do https google.com, and that's what we're going to use. And then you can open it in a new tab, a new window, or a pop-up window, or the current window. And then obviously you are able to set REL attributes if you wanted to, and if you need help with them, you can hit that link there. But when you hit next, you can see what your label will look like, and we'll do take me to Google, boom. And as soon as you've done that and you hit next, you can pick the template if you want to have as any of these. These are mainly the ones that come default, and you can pick different colors and stuff like that, but you are able to adjust this by picking your own icon that will be here, your own button color, icon color, all sorts of things. But if we, for example, hit this one here and change it to a sort of gray cyan color and hit next, we can then pick the position. We'll do the bottom right just for the sake of it. And then what we do like to call your new button, and we'll do it the same as the text. take me to Google. And at the bottom of your page, immediately will pop up, take me to Google. Really as easy as that is basically how easy Buttonizer is. And then what you're able to do is share this and have a little look at what it would look like on different platforms. So for example, we have show on mobile and show on desktop. So if I hit mobile, what this will do is on the right, it will save the draft and show me what it would look like on that platform. And then the same obviously for desktop. Things will pop up on mobile but also won't show up on desktop. And you can also toggle to have them only show both, only show one, or even just show none. So obviously mobile evidently can have this sort of thing pop up, or rather desktop, but mobile cannot. And then you're also able to add buttons to different groups in order to therefore group certain areas, make sure that anything related to social media can maybe be in a group, anything related to websites can be in a group, and that sort of thing as well. So it's really, really useful and it's really seamless to use. And obviously here you can switch between the aspect ratio depending on whether you'd be using a tablet, whether you'd be using a mobile phone or a laptop. And what this would then allow you to do is update the preview. And you aren't able to click and drag these around. The way that you'd want to move them is by then moving over to style and visibility. Now, this is really easy to actually do. So obviously under general is where you might think, and you go into the label tab. But actually, if you go to the visibility and the style tab, this is where you can go into the more aesthetic aspect of the site. So you can change the color of the background of the thing, as we went over earlier with the Take Me to Google button. But you can also get the icon, and you can select an icon that will appear here instead of the default WhatsApp symbol. You can go to the label and change spacing for the label position, whether it's left, right, anything like that. You're also able to change the font color, everything like that. And it makes it just look customized, because if you say have a font theme on your website that you want to keep, this is how you would make sure that it is seamless and it looks like you basically made it in the same website creation site without having used something external. So under the settings tab, you're able to have a little bit more of an insight into how your clicks and how your buttons are actually performing. So you've got a link for Google Analytics, and what this allows you to do is integrate all of the the clicks and the information that you get from your button into this site. So by switching this on, you can obviously then, as you can see, it will automatically log clicks to your Google Analytics account, but you can obviously force it not to do it if you don't want to by just toggling this off. But once you've actually integrated it with your Google account, it will instantly send everything that you need across to that site, which is a really, really useful thing, because it means that, as you know, this doesn't actually have any built-in statistical things that is actually in the website. So being able to export these into a thing where you might already have statistics for your site in there anyway, I think is a really great integration. So it's really thoughtful without having to make you obviously tab out of what you've already got. You don't have to go into a different software to find what you need to do. It all just will appear in Google Analytics. Is a really, really great feature. We also have the icon library. As you can see, if your theme automatically loads in a library, just select the correct icon library instead. We just have Font Awesome. And then obviously select the version. If there's numerous versions of the icon library that you actually have, you can do that as well. And then preferences are also fairly self-explanatory. If we go back to the settings tab at the bottom, we can go through the Buttonizer tour. So if you do want to have a little look at all the step-by-step tours through this website, it does help you out with that as well. You can look at page rules and time schedules, any support that you might need help with, and then your Buttonizer account information as well. So now it begs the question, why would somebody want to use something like Buttonizer? And the answer to that is, integrating buttons like this onto a website does require some form of coding knowledge. Whether you're using an external thing or something like that, you will need to know how to integrate it into the code that you've already got. And if you're using something like Wix, or whether you've already got a website that's already created, this helps you be able to actually add those buttons into a website without having to know any coding experience beforehand. And I think that's really excellent, because whilst coding is a crucial thing, a lot of people just don't know how. And web designers, obviously, they will know somewhat how to code, but sometimes with the actual thing, you just want to be able to do something easy and seamless with pre-made templates. And this is exactly that type of person that Buttonizer targets. Obviously, you are able to learn how to code. It's something that you are just able to do if you did want to do it and you didn't want to use something like this. But having that opportunity and having that option open where you don't actually have to know and learn how to code exactly with all these things, I think is an excellent idea. And it really opens up web design to a vast amount of people, because as we know, things like Wix, things like that already exist where you're able, or WordPress, where you're able to create sites automatically for you. Having something like this on an already created site will just make the whole system a real bunch easier. So I think that it's a really crucial thing, and that is definitely why I would say people might want to use something like Buttonizer. That's more or less it. So would I recommend it? And the answer, I think by now you should know, is yes. I think that it really, really executes what it needs to do in a really seamless fashion. It's not difficult to do, it's easy, it's free, and I think that that is one of the main things that anybody can ask for when needing to create a website. Anything that you've already got, you can just open this website, you can make it look exactly how you want with your positioning and every aspect like that. I love the fact that it actually displays the website that you're going to be putting it on behind by opening it up in the actual software itself, and being able to replicate what it would look like on all the amount of different platforms that people might be viewing your website on. I think it's just really, really thoughtful, and overall Buttonizer is an excellent site for anybody looking for integrating buttons and clicks for, you know, more analytics, more interaction with their website, completely for free and with no prior coding knowledge. Thank you ever so much for watching. I will see you next time, and goodbye.